Good morning, boys and girls. Let's go ahead and get started with our morning phonics. Make sure your eyes are on the screen. Make sure your ears are listening. Check your bodies. Make sure you're sitting crisscross applesauce. Bottoms on the floor. Make sure you're not on your knees or your feet are not under your bottoms, all the way down to the ground. And make sure you are all doing this along with me. I know it's hard when I'm not there, but I know you're going to do your very best today. So let's get started. We're going to look at some sets of words. And when you look at these words, I want you to think which word doesn't belong. So we're not going to yell out loud. We're first going to look and think. So everyone put your thinking chins right here. So we're going to look at our words and we're going to think of the word. If you see a word that doesn't belong, hands on head. And I know I'm not there to call on you, so I'm just going to randomly call on someone. So I hope you're ready because I'm not there and I can't see you. So you got to think which word doesn't belong. So Ms. Lang's going to just call anyone sitting down on the carpet. And of course, if you're absent, oh man. Okay, so let's look at our words. So here are a set of words. I'm going to read these words out loud to you. Fly, flit, flight. Thinking chins. Which word does not belong? Don't say it. Don't tell me your why yet. Just think. Why doesn't this word belong? So if you have a word that doesn't belong, hands on head. Well, if your hands are on your head, I want to know why you think that. So when I call your name, tell me the word that doesn't belong and why it doesn't belong. Let me give you another second. Fly, flit, flight. Grayson, which word doesn't belong and why? Okay, so Grayson, you have your reasons to you have your reasons as to why that word doesn't belong. So now I'm going to call another friend. Another friend that I'm going to call on is David. Which word do you think doesn't belong and why? And if it's the same as Grayson, can you give me another reason why it might not belong? Or do you see another word that also doesn't belong? Okay, friends, so I know I can't really hear all your responses, but I hope, Miss Quinn, you're able to hear some good reasons as to why these words don't belong. But I'm going to show you some of my reasons of why I think these words don't belong. So one of the words I thought that didn't belong here were flit. So if you said this word or if you thought of this word, good for you. You're not wrong and you're not right. There are so many reasons why some words don't belong here, but flit, I feel, does not belong here because we hear the I and not the I. And we've been practicing that long I sound. Like the Y says IGH says IE says I. But flit, it has that short I sound. Maybe you said fly doesn't belong. Fly might not belong because there's no I. There's a Y. And so flit has an I in it and flight has an I in it, but fly has that Y. And that Y says I, but it doesn't make the same shape as the letter I. So that could have been another reason why. What other word might not have belonged? Maybe fly doesn't belong either because flit and flight both end with a T. And that could have been your reason why fly doesn't belong. So you could have had a lot of good reasons as to why some of these words did not belong here today. So that's good. So we're going to try some other sets of words. So let me see if I can undo these words and I'll give you some new words to think of. So remember, when I write these words, you can say these words out loud, but don't do anything just yet. I want you to think as to why you think these words don't belong, but don't yell yet, just think. Okay, so here are words tried, spies, and tied. Now, first thing, why doesn't this word belong? And when you know a word that doesn't belong to your hands on head, remember to think of why it doesn't belong. I'm gonna call a different friend now. I'm gonna call on Beckham. Beckham, which word do you think does not belong here? Okay, so I hope other friends maybe agree with Becca, or maybe you see another word that doesn't belong, and I'm gonna call on Judah. Judah, what word here do you think doesn't belong? Okay, so again, I'm not there. I don't hear your responses, but I'm going to share with you why maybe I think these words don't belong. Maybe they're the same as yours back at school. So we have tried, spies, and tied. One of the words that I feel doesn't belong here automatically, maybe you agree to, is spies. Spies starts with the letter S, makes the S sound, where tried and tied begin with that T sound. Another word that I feel that doesn't belong here is, hmm. Well, only spies really pops out here, but maybe try doesn't belong here because it has that R consonant. And actually, no, I'm going to change my mind. I think tide doesn't belong here because TR is a consonant blend and SP is a consonant blend, and tide is not a consonant blend. So TR says true, SP says sp, tried, spies, tide. So TR and SP are those consonant blends, and tide doesn't belong because it doesn't have that. So those are my reasons why I think those words don't belong. I hope maybe you found another reason as to why maybe spies doesn't belong, or tried doesn't belong, or tide doesn't belong. But everyone who thought of a reason for their word was thinking hard and did a really great job. And so we're going to move forward. So now we're going to practice hearing a word and sharing the last sound in that word. So make sure you're looking and listening to Miss Lane, because I'm going to say a word and we're going to share that last sound we hear in that word. Okay, so only tell me the sound, not the letter. So if I say drive, the last sound we hear in drive is very good. Hike, right, fine, lights, skies, glide, vine, stripe. Whoop, let me say that word again. Stripe, light, tide. Very good at listening to all those last sounds that you hear in these words. So boys and girls, we've been practicing our long I, and the long I says I. We've practiced IE, IGH, and we have also practiced the Y saying I. Today, we're going to look and hear our long I song. So make sure your eyes and ears are listening as we hear our long I.
Long I. Long I tries to fly his kite. Why won't it fly high? He smiles while it rises in the sky. But when it dives back down, he cries, I, I, I. Long I tries and tries to fly his kite. He smiles while it glides. Look at its stripes against the sky. But when it flies too high, he cries, I, I, I. Long I likes to fly his kite. Look at that striped kite fly. But Long I doesn't hold on tight. When the kite flies out of sight, he cries, I, I.
Good job, boys and girls, at listening to your long I. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to get ready to create our blending in some words that have that long I. And so I'm going to type these words out. And so for the first part of our work, we are going to do sound by sound. So make sure your eyes are looking up at the screen. Make sure you're ready to say your sounds loud and clear, and work slowly with me. Try not to jump ahead, okay? Do your very best to stay with Miss Lane. Y'all are doing awesome. Okay, so here's our first word. So for this vowel letter, we have two sounds that we can make with this sound. We can say I or I. In this word, I want us to say I. So everyone say I. Blend. I. I-vi or IV? IV, very good. So our word is IV. So here we see our I say I and our Y say E. Very good. So IV. Okay, now let's look at our next word. B. E. T. Bit. Oops. So this one has that E at the end. So does this I say I or E? Or I'm sorry. I, so B. Bite. Very good. Let's look at our next word. B. Bur. I. Bright. Right. What's our word? Right. Good job. Next word. B. I. Buy. What's our word? Buy. If you said that E sound, that's okay because we know that Y says E, but right now we're practicing that the Y says I. I know over here with IV, it says the E sound, but remember we're looking at that pattern of vowel, consonant, vowel. And so that's why that Y said E. Here, when it's the last syllable or the last sound in the word, we're going to say I, buy. Good job. Okay, so now we're doing the same thing, sound by sound. T. I, what's my word? Tie. I, tie, d, tied. Sound, s, sound, k, blend, sk. I, sky. Very good. Last word for this row. Sound, s, sound, k, sound, I, sky, s, skies. What do we notice with sky and skies? That's right, we dropped the Y and we added I-E-S to make it plural. Sky, I look at the sky, that's singular. These skies are beautiful. Skies means more. Okay, so now let's look at the next row. So I want us to look at this word and blend. What's my word? Fly. Good job, but I know some of you already said it. Good job. Okay, so I'm typing the whole word. If you know the word hand on head, don't say it out loud yet until I tell you to. Look at the word and look at the spellings in the word to help you sound out that word. So if you know the word hands on head, don't say it. Ready? Sight. Good job, sight. Let's look at our next word. Okay, don't say this word yet. If you already said it, oh man, remember to hold that bubble until I tell you. This FR is a consonant, so the FR says fright. What's my word? Fright. Good job. Remember that IE says I. I. What's my word? Lie. Good job. Okay. These are our multi-syllable words, so make sure we're going to chunk them into its parts. So stay with me. Don't say the word until I ask you to. So looking at this word, we're going to break it apart. I want us to first look right here. I. What's my word? My. Now let's look at this word. Self. Self. What's my word? Myself. Very good. How many vowels do we see in this word myself? 2. Our vowels are Y and E. Because of those two syllables, we can break this word into two parts with my and self. Myself. Good job. Let's look at our next word. Don't say it just yet. Stay with me. Now let's look at this word here. Fire. It says I because of that E. Fire. Fly. What's my word? Firefly. Now, I want you to try this, looking at this word carefully. Don't say it yet, but I'm going to give you a sound spelling that says a sound. What two letters are making that consonant make the sound? That's right, C-I. Because of that C-I, the C is soft and it makes a S. So we're going to say I. We're saying I because that E right here, cider. Very good. Okay, boys and girls, now we're going to start with our sentence. And so two sight words we have today. And I'm going to actually add those sight words right over here. Our sight words today are came and right. Let's see if I can make this a little bit smaller so we're not ruining our words here. Came and right are our new sight words for today. So we're going to see that in our book, our new book today. But let's go ahead and we're going to practice using sight word came. Can everyone say it with me? Came. We're saying that A sound because of the A magic E, came. So here we go. So this is a person's name. Is it Ida or Ida? Ida, very good. Ida, sight word. Came, sight word, to. Ida came to, sight word, the. Ida came to the rink. This is a weird word, boys and girls. Say rink. A rink is made of ice that you can skate on. Ida came to the, and here's the word I forgot, ice rink. Ida came to the ice rink today. Oops, let's see if I can make. Oops. Today, there you go, period. Ida came to the ice rink today. Can everyone read that with me? Ida came to the ice rink today. And our sight words are came, oops, came and right. So good job, boys and girls, in your blending. So I'm going to share what we are going to work on today. Let's see if I can stop sharing here and share something different with you so that we can work on it together. And so today you are going to be working on pages 191 and 192. So Ms. Quinn, you're more than welcome to pause my video now. And when everyone has grabbed their orange books, you can go ahead and press play again to continue with today's lesson. Okay, boys and girls, so we're looking at our words and practicing our long I. So we're going to work together to complete page 191. And so we have here some words in our word bank. So let's look at those words together. Fire, firefight, firefight, firefighter, light, tiger, and fry. So we are going to match words to our pictures. So is this a firefighter, a light, a tiger, or fry? So using my pencil, I'm going to start at the very top, come straight down, using my middle lines, top to bottom, nice handwriting, holding that pencil well. Cash, turn your chair around and on your knees so you can hold that pencil very tight in your hands. And your handwriting could look nice. Fry, Mason, nice handwriting. This is a picture of a tiger. T, I, tie, so I, tig, G, tiger, this is our bird spelling card, E-R. Good job looking at your word bank to help you remember E-R says Here's our long word. This is a firefighter. Start all the way to the end of this bar right here, boys and girls, because this is a long word and it's probably going to stretch all the way to the end. So handwriting must be nice and neat as you write this word, fire. This is hard with that. Mouse, fire. Do not write like Miss Lane. IGH says I, so fire, fi. And then there's that ER again. And our last one was light. Our flashlight gives us light. So L, I, G-H, the I-G-H says I, lie. Good job. So take your time in matching those words up. Ms. Quinn, you're more than welcome to pause and kind of see if anyone is needing help to catch up before we continue to the next page. If you're ready to go to page 2, you may do so. Again, you're looking at our I's, our IE's, our IGH, and our Y's and IE's that say I to complete the words. So we might need to work together on that page, but if you want to take a shot for it, go for it. Give yourself that challenge in using those sound spellings. Okay, so we should be done with that page 191. So now let's look at page 192. Okay, so we're going to look at this picture here, and this is a picture of a slide. So slide. What is making this I sound here with this pattern? That's right, I-E. So I'm going to put an I and E, slide. The next picture, I can't really see what this might be, but I can assume this is a long multi-syllable word here because of all the spaces between this one word. So I'm going to assume this is a firefly. My picture didn't come out here. So fi, again, I'm hearing that I, and there's another vowel here. So I-E. Here's my word fire, fireflies. I-E, very good, I-E again. But this one is together and that's not separated by that consonant. There's our fireflies. Our next one is lion. That's right, just the I. Our last one, this might be a picture of a light, maybe because this is a big space and with a lot of letters in between it. So our IGH tells us that they're all grouped together to make that I sound. So I, G, H, light. Boys and girls, when you're done, you may close your orange skill practice books and you may start on your win choice words. Make sure you're at a level 0 and you are following your lessons for today. See you soon. Bye.